Hi, I'm Freya Aurora Wilding. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about what it's really like living in a car for one full year. No sugarcoating. This is going to be the honest, brutal truth. This is going to talk about the struggles, the difficulties, and the hardships of what it's really like living in a car. Now, you can take a look right up there. I have a video about how living in a car can save your life, and also discusses the stepping stones that you might want to take once you find yourself in a car to build your life back up again. Now, there are people who deliberately want a car and they get a car and they rip out the back seats and they make it an adventure vehicle and they travel the country or multiple countries in their car. This is not that video. This is a video that's going to talk to you about why, if you can get a standing van first, do that. If you have just a little, just enough, or if you have somebody who can help you find a stand-up van, if you need to live in your vehicle, a stand-up van is going to be your best option, in my opinion. Remember, this is just my opinion. That's freeing to say. So let me tell you why living in a car really is difficult. Number one, standing. You cannot stand in a vehicle. And at first you might not think that that's going to bother you, but after a year, it bothers you. Your legs start to get sore, your body starts to hurt. This is a bed in the back. When I wake up, I have to crawl. I can't stand. You don't get to walk around and make your coffee and go do your thing. It's not very easy to stretch out and get relaxed once you wake up in your car, because now you're crushed up in front of the steering wheel. Now, if you're at a campground, this is a little different. You can easily get out at the campground. It's a little different that way. But if you're at a stealth parking place, like in a city or in a neighborhood or in a town, you can't always just get out and do that. So then you have to move your stuff depending on your rig setup. I have a lot of stuff on my bed. I have books and things that I am writing, and I am running a business out of my vehicle. So I have to move everything up to the front seats, and everything is like constantly getting switched around. Then I finally get to drive, and now is the question, where do I go? That's number two. Where do you go? And you can waste a lot of time driving around if you don't have an ideal spot that you're going to. So when I'm camping, obviously you know where you are. You're in the backcountry, you're at a state park or such. So you kind of know what's going on right there. So right now I have a sleeping space in a small city where I sleep at night, and then I have to get up in the morning and leave and decide what I'm going to do. Either I'm going to go to the gym, the YMCA, the library. Those are my choices, and the park. Sometimes I like to go to a few other areas, but at the same time, this is what you do every day. And you're not always sure, well, should I go to the park today? Should I go to the library today? I need to write on my novels, and I need to get some online work done. And but then I need to do cooking, so I really do need to go to the park. So these things are constantly happening, and you're constantly having to micromanage every minute of your day. Do I have to go get water? Did I run out of food? Oops, I ran out of paper plates. I'm going to have to stop at the store. So all of these things happen, and God, you haven't even had your coffee yet. So that's number two. Number three, lack of a bathroom, lack of a kitchen. It is consistent. There are some people who choose to make their kitchen in the back. I do have a semi-kitchen back space where I have my table and my generator and my small air fryer. I don't choose to cook inside of my car. I know there are a lot of car lifers who do think that that's fine. I just don't want everything to smell like the food that I cook. And plus, there's a whole bed and there's no space to cook, and I wouldn't cook up here. I'm much too concerned about fire or anything like that. So that's a no. So you're always looking for a bathroom, which can become very exhausting, and you're always trying to figure out where you're going to cook or how you're going to cook. Now, some places in the city, they don't mind if you set something up. Usually I have my generator and I'll plug in my, my air fryer into that and cook. But Other times maybe I'll go to the public park and I'll plug in, or I'll find a spot where there's nobody around and I might be able to take out my table and use my propane burner. But sometimes you can't do that. Depends on city ordinances. They don't always like that. So that becomes something that you have to deal with and find. Recharging my batteries. So I have the 2 generators in the back. I have a Bluetti and a Vitamin. I have a 150 watt solar panel that I do use for them at times, but it's way faster and efficient to go sit in a library, get some work done on my laptop, and have all of my things plugged in, both generators, and get them boosted up. And then they last for a couple days after that. You're always in public. You're never out of the public eye. If you choose to go to a state park and camp, or to the beach and camp, or wherever you're going, unless you find a way to boondock and really get out there in the middle of nowhere, somebody is always around you. You're either in a parking lot at Walmart or Cabela's or Cracker Barrel. Maybe you're at a YMCA or the gym. You need to go to the library because you just can't stay crushed in your car all day long. You always have people around you. In fact, it's sometimes hard to film because people will start talking and walking by. I'll have to wait. It's noisy. That's tough. That is a tough situation. There's not always privacy. There's hardly any privacy ever. Okay, the next one. Sometimes you feel acutely homeless. You don't have a home. You are essentially houseless. But sometimes it just feels like being homeless. And I can tell you that I know that sometimes people see the back of my rig. And when I was up in Washington, sometimes people would walk by and they'd be like, "Oh, I love your setup." And then other times people look and then they look away. And you just feel that judgment. And then you feel the pity. And none of it feels good. Yeah, so there's that. Speaking of which, I am very angry over the homeless situation in the United States. I look at other countries like Denmark and Sweden, and some of these other countries have really worked so hard to give their people health care, which I don't have, and housing. And we have a serious crisis here in the United States that is just devastating. And I see people living like me all the time now. You become very much aware of it. Beyond the adventure side, you see the people who are struggling, who aren't able to make ends meet and are living in their vehicles. And they're lucky to have the vehicles, because I also see the people who are wrapped in tarps on the side of the street. And it's a devastating thing to see. And I think as America, we could do better. Back to the next topic. Camping spaces. You can often camp at state parks, but I'll tell you something that I've found. I had an RV for 8 years. I could go anywhere. I had a 1,000 Trails membership, an RPI membership. I had Colorado River membership. I was able to go to all types of RV parks. RV parks don't want you if you're living in a car. Even 1,000 Trails, which is probably the most lenient of all RV parks, they allow all kinds of bus builds and van builds, and they will still flag you at the door if you come in with a car. They will force you into a tent space or require that you have a tent. I was lucky. I was at one in Oregon, and I told him that I was self-contained. He looked at the car, knew that it wasn't exactly self-contained, but he's like, "You know what? It's okay. Just if anybody asks you, tell them that you have a tent." I don't have a tent. I've never used a tent during this time frame in my car, but just so you know, there are a lot of campsites that won't take you, a lot of RV parks that won't take you because you're living in a car. I have learned to find sleeping spots, and usually in cities or towns, neighborhoods, I will only sleep where I feel the safest. But you know, it's not always 100%. that feeling is not always 100%. But I've been lucky to do that. So finding places to camp and park, you're usually having to go stealth mode. Fortunately, there are places that I mentioned before, like Walmart, Cracker Barrel. A lot of times they will let you sleep there. But again, you can't just stay there. So again, you have to move. You will constantly find yourself moving for survival. And that's the other thing. You're in a car, and unless you are on 100% adventure mode, which is fantastic and totally doable, you are on survival mode. You are looking for ways to get out of that situation. You're looking at ways to improve your life, or you're trying to work to change. So that is something that I am putting forth on this channel. I am an author. I am writing romance novels at this time. You can find my Amazon page down here, and my other links that I will leave here for my linked trees, not only to my adventure, lifestyle, finding yourself, living bravely, wellness, all of those things are going into one. And then I also have my romance book side. My goal right now is to get out of this car, to no longer live in this car, but to manifest a new reality, work my way out of it, build my businesses, build my online presence, and create a whole new reality for myself. So if you're interested in doing that as well for yourself, please tell me what it is that you're looking at doing to change your life. Put it down in the comments, and please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that, and we can grow together. So, anything else? Yeah, there's one big one, and that's missing home. As homey as you make your car, it's not home, and you're going to feel that at times, and it's going to crush you at times and make you hurt so bad that it feels like you can't breathe. During this holiday season, seeing those beautiful Christmas trees in people's windows, it just reminded me of the life that I used to have. So difficult to find yourself in a situation where you feel like you've lost so much and you're trying to put the pieces back together. That is my goal. That is my goal for this channel. And that is what I hope to be able to show to you, that it's possible. I'm 55 years old, and I know that there are other people who might have circulation issues, blood pressure issues, blood clotting issues. You want to make sure that you get out and you walk on a regular basis to stay healthy and to stay strong. Get a YMCA or gym membership. Make sure that if you are living in your car, you are taking care of yourself. You're hydrating, you're eating properly with good nutrition, because living in your car can be difficult. You need to take care of yourself, please. Get ready for a brand new day. Get ready to live your life the way you want to make it, starting now, no matter how old you are. Together, let's stop just surviving and move forward into really living. Thank you for tuning in. I wish you all the best. Go live bravely.